28,750 pipes. We just restored the facade to 822 karat gold leaf. The value is now close to $80 million. So it's an amazing instrument. Some of the pipes are 3 stories tall. When they hired me back, since I knew I'd be doing tours, even though I wasn't doing the organ tours, I wanted to actually see the organ itself. So we're going to go in, and I'm going to ask you to follow around to your right and then around. There's a guest book when you come in. So be careful, there are 3 stairs.
Sign the guest book?
When you come out.
Oh, okay.
What you're going to do is follow me around.
I love signing things.
You can take photos, but please don't sit on the bench.
Wait,
So you're going to go around this way. So go ahead.
she said this way.
Yeah, this way when you can walk around, take photos, and come back out again. I'll be explaining some of the
Can you take a
activities.
photo? Mommy.
Where are you all from? A lot of people know this is the most largest.
Keep going.
I go to the original store for 18 years. So let me walk around. Now, this organ now has 28,750 pipes. They actually take up 7 floors, so they're behind this facade that you see. That is just a facade. The console you're seeing weighs 2.5 tons. Now, as you can see, there's 6 keyboards. There are 168 pistons on those keyboards that engage with some of the 749 color-coded stops. 42 foot controls. So you really have to master this organ to play it. And again, this is 2.5 tons. And this was actually rebuilt here in this building when this was John Wanamaker, because the original organ just had 10,000 pipes. John Wanamaker, who started building this building in 1902, it was technically completed in 1909, but Wanamaker and his son Rodman, which is at the top of that sheet music holder, both of them were patron of the arts, and they loved music. Wanamaker had a smaller organ in his second successful store that was once on this location. And when he decided to build this amazing structure, he wanted something that really befitted the the building. So he knew the organ that was part of the 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis, Missouri, that was 10,000 pipes, had gone into bankruptcy. So in 1909, after a couple attempts to sell it fell through, he purchased it. Wanamaker was born in Philadelphia, did not finish high school, but he ended up being a multi-millionaire, postmaster general, Freemason, and so many other things, but I'm not going to dwell on that. So when he purchased this original organ, it was just 10,000 pipes, and it took 2 years to install it. So even though the store was completed in 1910, they purchased the organ in 1909. It took 2 years, so the store officially opened June 22nd of 1911. John Wanamaker by then was established throughout America and U.S. He was actually at the coronation of King George V, which is the same grand opening of this building. His son, Rodman, was overseeing the grand opening and the original organ's first concert. When it was played with the original 10,000 pipes, which was coordinated to play, and you'll see in the historical plaque, the exact moment King George V of England was crowned, his son decided the sound of 10,000 pipes was not sufficient. So what started out as a workshop on one of our mezzanines, he actually created an organ factory on the 12th floor of this building and hired about 40 workers between 1911 and 1930, and they continued to expand it more than 18,000 more pipes. We've added more through the years, so it is now 28,750 pipes. Some of the pipes are 3 stories tall. I actually, when they hired me back, I did the tour when the organ staff took me on tour, since I knew I'd be talking about the organ, but I do mainly the store tour. But a lot of people assume what they're seeing there are working pipes. That is a facade that was actually created in that same organ factory on the 12th floor as a front. So the pipes are behind that facade and go all the way up 7 floors, and there's some on this side too. Some of the pipes are 3 stories tall. I mean, when you go into the various chambers where this is housed, it is mind-blowing. And keep in mind, this was built between 1902 and 1911 and 1930s when they added pipes. So the walkways are very narrow, because back then people were smaller. But it is really an amazing engineering feat, even to wire all this to make it work and connect to the pipes. I'm not an engineer, but I do know it took a lot of ingenuity to create this. So this is now 2.5 tons. It's actually on a track, so this actually pivots. They built it on a track because we sometimes, especially on our anniversary, we have concerts even with the Philharmonic Orchestra. So they'll make it so they can turn it that way and so on if they need whatever direction. Now also, the organ is now, we just finished gold leafing the facade, 22 karat gold leaf. When this, until they did this, the value was over $71 million. It is now up to close to $80 million. So this is a very valuable instrument. And this is why I encourage people not, I discourage people from sitting on here. You can see this has been scratched because it is very valuable. But you can take photos. So what I'm going to ask you now, if you want to take photos, if you want to, because you can't take, unless you have one of those panoramic views, you can't take this all in one shot. So those of you that want to take photos, go ahead and take photos. And then if you want to walk around, and also this is a great photo. And the best photo of that is around to the balcony on the side. You can get a beautiful photo of that. So if you want to take photos and walk through, and I'll give you all brochures. I'm a little hoarse.